Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, X-Wing players, and anyone who is potentially interested in X-Wing. Welcome to our channel, where we are finally getting a chance to show you the Battle over Endor Scenario Pack. Here are the pilots, as you can see there on the screen, 6 pilots apiece. So in which case, this ought to be very interesting to find out how this is all going to play out. Now, if you are not familiar with this scenario, let me tell you that the setup is a little bit different. This is why we are showing you that currently on the video. The Rebels get to set up in the middle of the board, while the Empire gets to set up on both sides of the mat, squeezing it in like a sandwich. So, in which case, what I will also tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time that myself or Commander Orrin has ever flown this scenario, so there may be mistakes and we will go back and fix them. However, if you catch one that we did not fix, just let us know in the comments. Now, as this is the first time that we've ever played this, I decided to do something a little bit weird with my setup at the suggestion of some of the other players in the room and put all of my eggs in one basket, and you will see that all of the different ships are going to be on one side, but we'll see how it pans out. If you are new to our channel, welcome. If you are new to X-Wing, welcome. This is not our typical X-Wing game, but it is still a pretty cool scenario to watch and see how everything pans out. Now, what I will tell you is the Empire objective is to make certain to kill all 25 points of the Rebel ships. And the Rebels' objective is to go ahead and make certain to knock out all 4 of those turbo laser turrets, the little squares that you will see there hidden in the Endor and the Death Star there. And you also need to take out the command bridge, which is at the top of your screen, right at the top of the Death Star. This seems like a very difficult task because the command bridge has 3 shields, and they do have a chance to refresh those shields. And then the turbo laser turrets can turn. Now, one of the things that we discovered in setup, and I believe you will see us take care of it when we get to that moment, is that the turbo lasers do need to start in a certain direction. So please make certain to refer to the instruction manual before you go ahead and place them as is. I do believe you get a opportunity in the system phase to go ahead and move the turbo laser turrets, but make certain that you read the instruction manual. As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you I wish that I had read it more before filming this, but we wanted to make certain that you got a chance to see this in gameplay in case you are on the fence as to whether you want to go ahead and purchase this scenario pack, which I highly recommend. So, we're going to come out of hyperspace, and it looks like Commander Orrin is going to be first player in this round. So, and as you can see, Scythe 6 will be taking a 3-bank turn right there. Scythe 6 is one of the new pilots. As a matter of fact, all of the pilots... Oh, and there it is, the procedural error that we were just talking about. So he's going to go ahead and adjust his turbo laser turrets so that he can get better shots on my pilots. It seems a little bit unfair, but, you know, it's the Empire. Oh, wait, that was out loud. Anyhow, all the pilots that you see here are from the from the expansion itself. It even has a new Rebel wedge. And another procedural error, I apparently put all of my fire support markers too close or something along those lines, so in which case we're spreading them out and trying to get them in different spots. Now, if you're not familiar with those things, they kind of act like a bomb, and in which case you go ahead and move them range 0 to 1 of their spot in system phase, and then all of a sudden, if a pilot or an Empire pilot flies too close to it, range 0 to 1, then you get to roll a die, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. You can see that I've gone ahead and moved Jimmer into a position there. So now we're going to see what it is that Commander Orrin is going to be doing with his 3s relatively soon. Now, I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this played like a longer game, not because of what was going on, and apparently I bumped a ship. So in which case we're going to go back and fix that, as you can see. So My apologies for that, but sometimes it happens with the tiny little ships. So as we're going ahead and fixing that, let me just explain that this game seemed a little bit longer the first time because, ladies and gentlemen, we are still referring to some of the pilots, still referring to some of the abilities, and still trying to find out all the other things that were taking place. Okay, now Gemmer is going to go ahead and perform a barrel roll. I was trying to get out of the arc of one specific ship and didn't want to end up being in range 1 arc of 2 TIE fighters. So you see that the interceptor mouse or Moss went ahead and took an evade and a calculate, which is something specific to that ship. Now Scimitar 1 is going to go ahead and lock Gemmer, and in which case we're going to go ahead and see what Scimitar 3 does, taking a 2-bank turn left, and fails the attempt to lock Gemmer. So now we're going to go ahead and move forward with Rebel 4s. A little bit of conversation of what all is going on at this point in time. So as you can see right there, Braylon in the B-Wing is going to be moving 3 forward. And I'm examining the map to see if I have enough space to do what it is that I plan to do, because I am right there in front of that turbo laser turret. And what do you know, I was successful in getting the barrel roll and the focus there. So now, as we continue on forward, Kendi is going to be taking a 1-bank turn left, taking a focus right after that. So now, as you can see, Major Mionda is going to be taking a 3-bank turn right. If you're not familiar with this ship, I'm going to tell you that it already comes with swarm tactics. Therefore, the 2 that he's flying next to, as in Scythe 6, is most likely going to be acting as a 5 every time that they go ahead and shoot. Tycho going ahead and taking that 3-bank turn right there. So lots of decisions, and I will go ahead and tell you if or when I decide to go ahead and play this scenario once again, that I will not be setting up my ships the way that they were. You will see very soon that one of the decisions that I had to make right there ended up being detrimental to another pilot because they were just all so bunched close together. All right, so as we go ahead and continue, checking all the different pieces and making certain that I know what order, etc., etc. So Endor is going to go ahead and perform that barrel roll. And as you see later, that's going to interfere with Wedge in the back there. So we'll not try to spot or try to spoil much else at this point in time. So there's going to be a lot of movement, and this is why this video is going to be taking a lot longer than, say, some of our other ones, like for Battle with Yavin. Now, what I'm going to go ahead and say is that we had that dude 95 who was also in the room, just kind of watching. And by the way, we're playing this while Paul Heaver was taking on his opponent in the final 4. There's a bump from Wedge into the back of Endor because of that barrel roll, and now it's time for shots. So as I was saying, a lot of stuff is going on in the store today, or on the day that we actually filmed this. So you can see that Soontir there had no shots. Wedge is trying to figure out where he's going to shoot. So I believe I went ahead and started tweaking my shots into the turret there, as you can see, checking for bullseye. And I go ahead and damage the turret for 3. Now, these turrets only have 6 damage capacity before they go boom. And when they go boom, they turn into either a gas cloud or they turn into a debris field. Hence why you do not see any of the obstacles on the mat when we begin, because in theory we are actually on top of the Executor. So now, going ahead and rolling defense, and I have both of my shields stripped off from that attack. And then, of course, the 2 is now going to be acting as a 5 because of swarm tactics, looking for a target. And let's see here, examining which one he's going for. Now, Scythe has the interesting ability like Mauler, so you need to definitely check him out. All right, Commander Orrin misses Tycho with Scythe 6 there. And then we get back to other shots. Now, we're going to go ahead and break the recording and go to what was being said on the day of filming.
When am I supposed to use the command bridge abilities?
That's a great question.
Because, like, should I have given them the calculates at the start of the turn? Because the command bridge doesn't have an initiative value.
That's fine. Okay. So number 1 here just took 2 damage. Okay.
Can I see the rules real quick, Carlos? Yeah.
Yep.
My apologies.
All right.
So I guess there's no rules for when the command bridge abilities work.
That's awesome.
Because it doesn't have like a initiative value.
Okay.
Oh, at the start of the system phase, choose one of the following effects, and it has the 2 abilities.
So what are they?
I can either give shields to it, or I can do the calculates for all the turbo lasers.
Okay.
But I should have done that in the system phase, so it's fine.
Okay.
Give you a free turn.
So like I said, I wish that I had read that a little bit more, as in the instruction manual there. So Commander Orrin was kind enough to let us continue without the calculates on his turrets, giving us basically a free turn. Honestly, that sounds kind of like a cool idea, because maybe the Empire didn't see us coming and it's a sneak attack. Speaking of which, Tycho hit the turret for damage at that point in time. So now we go ahead and move on to what is coming next. So we have another attack, or we're having a debate on what do we attack. So in which case, the dice are rolled, and we will see the results of Kendi destroying turret number 2. So now we have gone ahead and placed in the gas cloud there. So welcome to our channel. In case you haven't already subscribed with us, please subscribe to future transmissions and click like on the videos. The more videos you click like on, the more we know what videos to make. Please help us by spreading the word around about our channel, because I'm trying to turn this into a side gig and I need all of the assistance from you to spread the word about us. So we would very much appreciate you helping us out that way. All right, so we now continue on with the rest of the game here. And as you can see, checking to see if there was anything in range or arc for that matter. So the B-Wing, as in Braylon, didn't have a chance to go ahead and shoot at that turret. So you can see that we have the shots fired, and listen up.
3 green blanks. That's what it was.
I mean, even if you...
Which one?
It's Gemmer.
Even if you'd gotten an innovator to those crits...
Was it Jimmer change blanks? Or no?
No, change blanks to focus results, but he has no focus. So it makes no sense to do it. Okay, so the first damage... Blinded pilots. Well, I had a barrel roll. Console fire. And then damage sensor array. That's fine. Alright, so no shots for my 2.
I'm telling you, those green dice, I mean, I'm not going to completely fault it, because yes, I didn't have a focus, but again, trying to barrel roll out of 2 arcs at range 1. Commander Orrin's turbo laser turret 1 misses, and then turbo laser turret number 4 goes ahead and shoots and strips 1 of the shields off of Tycho. Okay, so after the first round, I was able to eliminate 1 turbo laser turret. And now going into round 2, it looks like I'm going to be first player in round 2, which you can see on Wednesday for more Battle of Endor. And as always, BatMando out.